Hi everyone, hope you guys are having a great day. Since right now it's the big event Tour de France happening till September 20th, and also because of the current situation, the pandemic going on, more and more people are starting to ride a bike for commute to travel to places now. I would like to hop on and talk about the 3 most important things that you need to know in order to ride a bike without injuring yourself. The reason why a lot of people are starting to develop back pain, other issues, or maybe even injure themselves is because it's a new form of exercise for them. They're not used to riding a bike for 30 minutes every single day, and then for any types of exercise, we need our body to be fit enough to have certain endurance or fitness level in order to perform that activity. And then because it's a new form of exercise, we're not used to using those muscles as much, developing endurance and then stability and the fitness in order to do an exercise. That does take time. And then we just all of a sudden starting to do that can cause some problem. So the way to address that is you have to make sure it's a gradual process. It shouldn't be like haven't been riding a bike for 10 years and then all of a sudden you are riding 10 miles every single day. That's a very huge jump. You need to grade yourself up. That's the first thing to do with that. And then also, you need to make sure you are doing different forms of exercises to have that endurance. You cannot just jump into that activity without any other training. Your body is not able to get used to it just doing that. You need the flexibility, you need the endurance, you need the fitness in order to build you up into that level that's required for you to riding a bike. That's the first point. And then the second point is in terms of the form you are riding a bike. When we are riding a bike, we are putting our hands on the handlebars, which means we are putting our hands right there and then stabilize your body. That way you need a lot of stability from the neck, from the shoulder blades, stabilizing your arms so you won't be putting too much pressure through your arms, causing any back or any arm injuries. The first thing we need to pay attention to is the proper form and stability at the shoulder blades, neck, shoulder region. And also, the lower back, the actual spine part, we need to be able to maintain a neutral curve. Too much of a curl or too much of an arch can put too much stress at our lower back, and then if you are riding a bike for 10 miles a day, that can accumulate and eventually create some injuries or stress to the lower back, to the spine, or even causing problems to other body parts. Also, the pelvis and the hip is very important. We know that when we are riding a bike, we are constantly doing the pedaling motion. Doing the pedaling motion, it's repetitive. While you are doing that, you also need to make sure the pelvis and hips are stable. So even though the legs are pedaling, the proximal part, the pelvis has to be stable. That's the way to do it to minimize the stress you are gonna be put into your back, into your pelvis, into your legs. These are the proper forms that we need to pay attention to. A lot of time we don't have the endurance, or we are just not knowing the proper form how it should be, and then repetitively over time it can accumulate and develop into injuries, and then that's a big problem. But by doing proper training or other types of exercises, you are able to build up your endurance that way. That's the second point, the proper form. The third point, sometimes it's not the body that's not your body having any issue, it's the bike not really fitting into your body build. It's either too big or it's either too small. You got a bike from somewhere else that the bike was used to be somebody else's bike, so it doesn't fit into your body type. And in that case, definitely you will want to see somebody to able to do bike fitting assessment for you to see if you need any adjustment. Like I said, sometimes even if the size doesn't really match into your body type, you can still do some adjustment to make it fit into your body better, like adjusting the pedal position, adjusting the saddle position, adjusting the handrails. By doing that, you might be able to get better alignment, but then you definitely need to find somebody to do some bike fitting if that's the case. So that's the third point. Nowadays, more and more people are riding bikes, and then if you want to stay injury-free, to be away from back pain or any other injuries, you definitely want to pay attention to these when you are riding a bike. But I also want to specifically point out one point is that everybody's situation is a little bit different, and you definitely need somebody to give you an individualized care in order to know what your body needs. It might be because of a certain pattern, like hitting certain mileage, that you are starting to having issue. It might be like when you are making certain turns in certain ways, that's creating certain issues. These specific patterns is very important in terms of what you actually need. And then so in this case, I definitely suggest you guys to look up for a licensed professional, ideally a physical therapist, to do a thorough assessment to see whether we need to strengthen our body in certain ways, or if it's that we need to make any adjustments in terms of the forms, how we ride the bikes, or if it's actually the bike not fitting your body. And then definitely a thorough assessment to see how you are riding a bike is necessary. My name is Andy Zin, physical therapist, occupational therapist, and also a Pilates instructor at Core Therapy and Pilates. And if you have any questions, like if you are riding your bike in the correct forms or if your bike is fitting, definitely feel free to give us a call. If you bring your bike into our studio, we can definitely take a look to see how you look. Or if you have a trainer available at home, we can also do the bike fitting assessment and do that virtually to assess the situation. Feel free to contact us through our phone number 512-215-4227, or learn more about us through our website therapyandpilates.com. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys are starting paying attention so your body can feel better. See you guys later. Bye.